This is Tomi Lahren. She posted this online on one of her social media accounts where she said tens of thousands of students aren't showing up in cities where ICE is cracking down. She goes on to say, the left wants you to cry about this, but what this really means is that communities across this country have tens of thousands of illegal alien children who are sucking resources away from your kids. This is why I can't fuck with conservatives, because you guys are inherently fucking evil. I mean, to talk about kids in this manner, to essentially insinuate that they have no inherent value if they aren't U.S. citizens. Because that's the narrative that this upholds, right? That children don't have inherent value, or that human lives don't have inherent value. That value is conditional. In this case, these children aren't valuable and shouldn't be taken care of because they're illegal aliens who are sucking up resources. Now, in reality, we know, according to the Institute of Taxation and Economic Policy, that undocumented immigrants overwhelmingly pay taxes and contribute, which means that these resources were also contributed by undocumented immigrants. And those resources contributed by undocumented immigrants not only benefit their children, but also U.S. citizen children. At the same time, the insinuation here that tens of thousands of children are staying home and thus they must be undocumented is completely ridiculous when you take into consideration the fact that ICE has been racially profiling people, and as a result, U.S. citizens and legal permanent residents have been caught up in these roundups, leading to some of these legal permanent residents and U.S. citizens being held in ICE detention in concentration camp conditions for months. So it is highly likely that tens of thousands of these children are staying home, not because they are undocumented, but because they and their families legitimately fear that they will be racially profiled and as a result be subjected to torture in concentration camp conditions. This type of disgusting rhetoric coming from Tomi Lahren really isn't surprising, considering that this fucking ghoul also spread great replacement and immigrant invasion rhetoric, which is the type of rhetoric that ultimately led to the El Paso shooting, where the shooter targeted Mexicans. Because this type of hateful rhetoric, although they might say that it's just free speech, has tangible effects.